The real culprit is Iran.
Why couldn't we go in and take over some of their oil, which is along the sea?
How would you do that? Would you send in the Marines? Would you take a chance in a war?
Let them have Iran. You take their oil.
No negotiation has taken place, and the reports about that are not accurate. And twice last year, and now this year, we negotiated with the US, and the result was an attack by them. And so, we do not have any faith that negotiations with the US will yield any results.
I've been a recovering neocon for 6 years now. Like, the foolishness with which we ricocheted around the world, intervening, think it was in our best interest, when really we just overturned the table and created something worse.
We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
I am the candidate of peace. I am peace. People don't believe that. I am peace.
A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for a man who wants to end wars, not start them.
We do not want war with Iran. We actually want peace.
These war hawks, they want to draft your kids to die in wars, and they will never fight themselves.
You know, we'll stay around the country for 15 years, just bomb the hell out of everybody, make everybody miserable. Nobody knows why we're there, you know, the wars that never end. These endless wars that we've been in, I've gotten us out of so many. We don't want to get into wars. We're tired of fighting. I'm the only president in the last 84 years that didn't start a war. Under Trump, we will have no more wars. No more wars. No more wars. We will have prosperity and peace. We will have prosperity and we will have peace. Remember, I'm the president of peace. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker. We're hitting them very hard. Last night, we knocked out tremendous amounts of missile-making facilities. No Navy, they have no anything. And just think about this. They have no Navy. They have no military. They have no nothing. They're losing. With what? What did they threaten them with? PP guns? Or
well, that's
they don't have much left to threaten.
My question for you is, are you...
I don't know. I mean, what are they... You made a statement. What did they threaten them with? I don't know.
Backstop them?
You don't even know what the threat was. What was the threat? I haven't heard it. What was the threat? Did they say they're going to blow them up? They're going to hit them? They're not... You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to hit them with a nuclear weapon.
Is it something you're concerned about, sir?
No. Now, regime change was not one of the things I had as a goal. I had one goal. They will have no nuclear weapon. Yeah, and we have a country that's not going to be throwing a nuclear weapon at us in 6 months.
But Americans are feeling the effects in the interim.
And they're also feeling a lot safer.
What is the plan to bring them back down?
All I have to do is leave Iran, and we'll be doing that very soon. And they'll become tumbling down.
That we do not support putting any boots on the ground in Iran.
If you could send one message to Americans 50 years in the future, what would it be?
Don't send your sons to finish what politicians start.
Well, I think it would be even more dangerous to start nitpicking wars with other countries. Someone like Iran, Israel is more than capable of.
All right, we just lost our connection, unfortunately.
Die Straße von Hormuz bekommen wir nicht mit der Marine frei. Wir dürfen unsere Soldaten auch nicht dort als Zielscheibe.
When people are talking about air supremacy over Iran, you have to compare it to Vietnam, which is 1/10 the size. South Vietnam is 1/10 the size of Iran. And we didn't have to like fly from 1,000 kilometers away to get to Vietnam, like we do today, to stay out of the defensive missile range. We had bases right in Vietnam. They could take off and be hitting a target in 10 minutes. Yeah. And we killed millions of Vietnamese, millions. So like, as far as taking out some leaders and the country will quit, we killed millions of Vietnamese that only made them fight harder. Remember, these guys invented chess.
Yes.
They invented the Shahed drone, a whole class of missiles that nobody else had. They have tunnels in mountains with rockets better than we have, hypersonics with steerable warheads that we don't have. Mm-hmm. So anybody that thinks that we can just land there and defeat them is crazy.
If the strait remains closed, this essentially guarantees a very, very deep global recession.
Yemen has now officially entered the war involving the United States, Israel, and Iran. Israel has also confirmed these missile attacks. Yemen, which is considered one of Iran's major allies, has now threatened to block the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. With the Strait of Hormuz already under disruption, the world is facing an economic crisis. Prices of crude oil and natural gas are continuously rising. If the Bab el-Mandeb Strait is also closed, it could cause severe global consequences.
And if we leave the strait closed, then presumably we're looking at $4 gas
and $100 a barrel oil for a long time to come. Do you see any way around that?
No, there's no way around that at this point, Stuart. And it's not just refined products and crude oil, as you point out. There are other products, I should say, that come through that strait on a daily basis. Things like urea, fertilizer. If we're going to leave the area and allow them to maintain control over the Strait of Hormuz, any country that controls 20% of the world's oil supply or oil flow maybe doesn't even need a nuclear weapon.
The final vessel carrying jet fuel into the United Kingdom is going to get here in 48 hours, and there's no more after that. It's not so much that people can't afford to buy the energy, they can't get it.
But fuel prices have more than doubled since February, and many businesses are now losing money. More than half of the country's fishing vessels have been forced to suspend operations.
Iranian state media is now claiming that combat units from Russia's Chechen Republic have declared themselves ready to deploy to Iran if the United States launches a ground invasion.
We are working on transforming Israel into a super nation in the region and globally.
North of Litani.
And they're killing, I think they've killed something like 1,300 people. They're trying to transform not only the boundaries, not only the shape of the state of Israel, but establish Israel as the only real regional superpower.
Larijani, one of the senior elected leaders of the Iranian government, was someone with whom he or his administration might have negotiated, but the Israelis assassinated him.
Is mass murdering journalists and ain't being done by Iran. This is something that the Israelis are doing throughout the region, and particularly in Palestine and Lebanon, and they're doing it with total impunity.
The U.S. is targeting civilian infrastructure, civilian buildings. And if we're not doing it ourselves, the Israelis are doing it, and we're giving them the green light to do it.
The truth about Gaza, which is verboten by many, the innocents that have devastatingly died there, it truly is a Holocaust of our time.
Conducido por el nazi genocidio hijo de del muerto de Netanyahu, aprobaron como ley, una ley, que les permite matar palestinos. Llevaron adelante una limpieza étnica y ahora festejan una ley para matar.
And that the death penalty is only for one race, because anti-Semitism is on the rise.
Israel passed a law today, a new death penalty law that'll pretty much only apply to Palestinians.
They cheer with champagne and nooses, but yet it's anti-Semitism that's on the rise.